People might not remember what you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. And I think one of the biggest problems with presentations today or business communications is they're boring. You know, the content is less important, I think, unless you deliver it in a great way. And so this is a great poster that I got, which was from the Canadian government to actually market bonds during World War II. It makes me kind of patriotic. And so, you know, starting a speech like this when talking about the finance industry in Canada would be a home run in my humble opinion. And so we're much more visual today than we ever were before. You know, people don't have the attention spans that they used to. And so I think that bringing props to presentations and business meetings helps a lot. And so does storytelling. And I'm just going to give you some examples here, winging it as usual. So, for example, if you see right here, that's a present I gave to my son, Andrew, for Christmas last year. And it's 1 share from Manchester United. Teaches him how to invest and save as well. You're not going to see the floor here because it's messy. You know, he learns from me. By the way, I'm a Blue Jays fan. At first I was pissed off that Jeter was on the wall, but Derek Jeter wrote this great book about setting goals. I love that guy, that's okay. So here's another cool prop. And it's so interesting because kids don't have as much stuff in their rooms as they used to when I was younger because they own a lot of digital rights to stuff. This here is a car that Andrew and I built for what's called the Pinewood Derby, which in America is a big deal. You race with your dad against others. And I'm going to dig up an old video and show it to you. And it's a great thing because it's one of the defining moments of my life, and hopefully his too, was that small victory we had.
Ready, 3, 2, 1, pull.
Right, but it appeals to emotion, and from a storytelling perspective, it just knocks it out of the park. And so if we appeal to emotion and we tell stories and we bring a prop to a presentation, then it goes over extraordinarily well. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end today's video with this epic video that brought me to tears. From this guy that visited his mom and hadn't seen him in years. I'll end that off I'll finish today's video with that. You can always fast forward to it right now by looking here in the menu on the side. Let me show you a couple more exhibits that I would probably use if I were to give a presentation. Sorry about that. I'm climbing up to my attic, which is really messy. I'm trying to build a playroom for my son, Dylan. But actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just show it to you from this angle here. So when I was a kid, they thought I had a learning disability. And what happened was my mom, God bless her, I love her so much, she used this little puppet here. It's called Miss Finnegan. And Miss Finnegan and my mom taught me how to read. And every time I got a question right, she'd give me a cookie. My hands can't fit in this anymore. And they thought I had a learning disability. And so they sent me to this place in Oakville, Ontario called Chisholm. And I went through all these crazy tests. They wanted to fail me, you know, in the 6th grade, the 8th grade, a bunch of times, whatever. And they found out I just wasn't passionate about anything. And so my dad did something that changed my life. I'm gonna be careful here. And it has something to do with this. My dad bought me this computer here. It was a Mac. And then my grades went up a lot because I was incredibly passionate about what I was doing. It was fun to create. I felt like I was being artistic when I was at school. And so it helped me out a lot. And that story is it's pretty personal. I've opened up with you here. And I guess here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about a couple more props that you can bring to your meetings. Hey Matthew, sorry. It's my son Matthew. Say hi, Matt.
Hi.
We had a birthday party today for Dylan. And so we're just cleaning up now. All right, but I'm going to show you a couple of props here I've used in my courses, and I've actually brought some of these to presentations, and it helps out a lot because, as you know, people won't remember what you said. They might remember how you made them feel. That was filler while I opened the door. Okay, so let's go in here to my studio, which I showed you the other day. I'm not going to show you the ground, but I'm going to take out a couple props. Okay, so you can, sorry about the lighting there, you can custom make your props as well. So if you go to Wilson, I think it's wilson.com, and you can make these NFL footballs with real logos on them, and you know, brands that you have at work. Or let's say you're starting a new division at work or a project. You could actually have it on here. This here is 49 Steps Project, one of my projects, and people will remember it. And during the meeting, you can kind of throw it out to other people, pass it around as well, and they certainly will not forget, you know, what the goal is for that project. All right, and there's one more I wanted to show you here. Here it is here. Okay, this one's pretty cool. Let me bring you outside with me. All right, I'm gonna stand over here. This here is a pretend Academy Award. It weighs 13 pounds, like the real thing does. I'm not that strong. And I don't know if you can see that, but you see the circles there? Those 5 circles are representative of the 5 original branches of the Academy. And when you create a presentation, it's not just about acting, it's about storyline as well. And it's also about the technical details of the slides you put together and all that stuff. And basically, I want you to think of it like it's a motion picture quality speech. And watch the Academy Awards too, and learn from these people. Learn how they give these empowering speeches from their heart, and they tell a story. And what I'm gonna do is, after that commercial at the end of today's video, I'm going to show you one of my favorite speeches, which is from Matthew McConaughey. Actually, I will link to it because copyright might shut down this channel if I did that. I'm going to link to that speech, and I want you to watch it because McConaughey speaks from his heart. You know, he talks about his dad who's no longer with us. He tells a story, and it's just an epic speech. And so when you watch the Academy Awards or the Grammys, or the Tonys, whatever it is, just look to see how these incredible people present, because they present from their heart, and you always want to tell a story. And so the bottom line is, again, it's the 3rd time I'm going to say it in this speech, I'm sorry, people might not remember what you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. And in order to impress an audience, or at least make it more interesting, you want to be personable, talk about yourself, talk about stories about you, open up as well. And then bring props as well, because people will never forget it if you bring props like this fake prop here. So please click like if you liked today's video, and only if it was helpful. And please subscribe, and I will see you mañana. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be testing out my drone and vlogging while droning. Droning? Am I talking too much? Is that what it's droning? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. That was dad humor. Thanks.
My name is Ratnesh. I'm originally from Mumbai. I mean, I like to call it Bombay because I grew up there. What do I remember from Bombay? Well, playing in the streets, taking the local jasmine gajras in the flower market, and my mother praying in the morning. You can move thousands of miles away, but these images, they are always with you.
I am Alka. My full name is Alka Rani Dubey. I am 61 years old. My son is Ratnesh. He is staying in New York. First, when he told me he wanted to go to the US, I felt very excited. But when the moment came when he was leaving India, that time I was really very nervous and quite heartbroken, I must say. Today, British Airways has given me a seat on a plane. It is for my son's favorite dish, okra paratha. They will fly it to America and surprise him in his apartment. I think this will make him come home and visit his mummy. I like every mother does. I used to experiment with different things, putting in his tiffin box. Most of the time, the other vegetables, they will return from the school untouched. But whenever I am giving okra, it is finished. I asked him, why you like okra the most? He said, Mama, my teacher has told the child who eats okra becomes best in his mathematics. My son is progressing day by day. His dreams are getting fulfilled. And his happiness is more than what I ever want for him. When he will look at the tiffin box, first he will think from where has it come. But once he tastes the food, he will know it is made by his mummy. And I am sure he will start searching for me in his apartment. I miss him so much because when he left home, he was hardly 17 years old. And from that day, he did not return home. I miss my son.
My mom had cooked my favorite meal, and she was waiting for someone from British Airways to pick up the tiffin carrier. So they sent me. After flying from New York to Mumbai, there I was, walking to her door, smelling her cooking. It was an incredible feeling. Sometimes, even when you know what's going to happen, you cannot even imagine how it's going to be. I got the opportunity to see my mother in a way I'd never seen her before. She looked lonely. She looked like she sounds over the phone. I just wanted to run out and give her a hug. Mommy, I'm here.
It was a great moment. It was a family moment. Even his dad was there. We all three of us sat, we talked. And I didn't ask him, when are you leaving? I said, I will not ask you today. Let this question be for tomorrow.